Ironmen and Ironton, two opponents with much more in common than their names. Before kickoff tonight, Jackson and the Fighting Tigers were each riding long win streaks and in control of their playoff destinies behind Iron Curtain defenses. Next man up, SEOAL reporter Carter Eckel to the desk. Carter, the Ironmen have done just about everything right this year, but still no love in the standings.
You know, Nathan, they came into tonight ranked 6th, but they had a chance to pick up some big points against a one-loss Ironton team. And it was senior night at Alumni Stadium, and Jackson had one final chance to run through the tunnel. And for some of those Jackson Ironmen seniors, for those 18 seniors, it could be their last time. But they took that energy into their first drive. Hunter Sexton punches it up the gut, 18 yards for a first down, setting up Jackson in the red zone. And here's Derek Rafferty. Nathan, this won't be the last time you hear his name tonight. 1 yard up the gut, touchdown Jackson, 7-0 midway through the first quarter. But here's a common theme, answering. Ironton answers. D'Angelo Palladino, 30 yards to the outside. He would be tackled out of bounds, but the Fighting Tigers would get a little risky on their next play. Tristan Cox drops back, heaves up a prayer, but it would be intercepted by guess who? Derek Rafferty. Now, that would not be an issue as Ironton would return Jackson's punt 40 yards to the house, tying the game at 7. But guess what? Jackson's going to answer right back. Hunter Sexton, Austin Leach, 43 yards, touchdown Jackson, 14-7 Ironmen early in the second quarter. But here we go again. Ironton, the Fighting Tigers, they're going to answer right back. D'Angelo Palladino, 80 yards to the house. Adios. He is gone. That would be his only score on the night, but he would finish with 145 yards on 14 carries. But this is where the game would break open. Jackson scores on their last possession, and they get the ball here. Derek Rafferty, here he is again, 55 yards to the house. Check this out, stiff arm to the face. He's gone to the house. That makes it 27-14 Jackson. They would go on to win 33-21, and get this, Nathan, it is the first time Jackson has beaten the Ironton Fighting Tigers 3 times in a row since 1910-1911.
Wow, it's no shutout, but certainly a big win for Jackson. We talk about their defense all the time, but I heard there was an offensive star tonight.
Nathan, I have one name for you. That is Derek Rafferty. He ran for 2 touchdowns and he had an interception. But never sleep on the offensive line as they were opening up running lanes all night for the Ironmen.
Well, something else we don't talk nearly enough about is special teams. That third phase of the game was key tonight.
It absolutely was. Special teams was the key that opened the door early for both teams. The Fighting Tigers shanked their first punt, giving Jackson possession 40 yards away from the end zone, which obviously they capitalized on. But Ironton quickly made up for their poor punt as Palladino returned a Jackson punt nearly 50 yards for a touchdown later in the first quarter.
Well, I noticed there were a lot of penalties early in this game. What kind of impact did that have?
Well, there were a lot of penalties, but they were mostly in the first half, and it didn't really affect the game in the second half, but there were some controversial PI calls that kept some drives alive.
Well, Carter, regardless of the penalties, it's a big win for Jackson over Ironton. Thanks a lot today.